We often imagine cosmic horrors as towering monsters armed with physical weapons, tearing down cities by brute force. But the most insidious threat in the universe arrives quietly. It takes root the moment an intelligent mind decides to master the unknown. In the Warhammer 40,000 universe, that threat has a name: Tzeentch. He is an extra-dimensional god of chaos, a parasitic entity residing in the psychic dimension known as the warp. Unlike entities that thrive on bloodshed or decay, Tzeentch feeds entirely on the emotions of hope, ambition, and curiosity. Tzeentch bypasses physical fortifications entirely, sliding into our world through the cracks in a mortal's ambition. When a politician maneuvers to build a flawless society, or a scientist sacrifices their morals to cure a terminal disease, they generate the precise psychic friction he needs to manifest. He rarely wages war directly. Instead, Tzeentch weaves overlapping, eon-spanning schemes. Every general, every king, and every scholar acts as an unwitting pawn on a board they cannot even perceive. Here, the pursuit of knowledge is a lethal trap. The human drive to progress and seek salvation is exactly the mechanism that guarantees your damnation. To understand how this works, we have to look at the dimension Tzeentch inhabits. His territory inside the realm of chaos possesses no physical walls, no fortresses, and no conventional armies to fight. This animated diagram maps the concept of his domain, known as the Crystal Labyrinth. It operates as a purely psychological trap, a fractal maze constructed entirely from pure logic, abstract thought, and potential futures. Mortal minds are shattered here without a single blow being struck. Intruders break themselves trying to solve a puzzle that actively rewrites its own architectural rules the closer they get to an exit. The physical avatars of this madness are Greater Daemons called Lords of Change. They are massive, avian horrors whose very bodies possess an impossible, shifting geometry that defies mortal physics. When they are forced to fight, they bypass conventional weaponry. They unmake reality itself, wielding pure, chaotic magic that treats the laws of nature as mere suggestions. They weaponize the concept of change by forcing an enemy's biological code to spontaneously mutate. With a flick of a claw, highly organized regiments of soldiers are reduced to writhing, shapeless masses of flesh. Physical armor offers no protection when your own biology rebels against you, and human sanity crumbles instantly when confronted by an enemy whose primary tactic is the unpredictable mutation of reality itself. No group understood this threat better, or failed more spectacularly against it, than the Space Marine Legion known as the Thousand Suns. They were a brotherhood of genetically enhanced super soldiers, defined by their immense psychic potential and obsessive scholarly pursuits. But their massive power came at a steep biological cost. They suffered from a devastating genetic curse known as the flesh chain, a sudden, rampant mutation that invariably reduced their proudest warriors into mindless, gibbering abominations. Chief Librarian Ahriman turned to the deepest forbidden sorcery out of a desperate devotion to his brothers. He sought to cure the curse and seize control of their collective fate. Looking at this visual representation of his spell, the Rubric of Ahriman, we see a construct of staggering complexity. These linking formulas were designed to permanently halt all genetic degradation and impose absolute, perfect biological order upon the Legion. When Ahriman and his cabal executed the spell, a volatile storm of raw warp energy engulfed the entire Legion. Lightning arced across their homeworld, striking every single Space Marine in an attempt to forcefully rewrite their genetic destiny. Ahriman's calculated attempt to freeze the Legion's fate provided the exact catalyst Tzeentch required. Defying change became the final step in a trap laid thousands of years prior. In the immediate aftermath of the ritual, the spell appeared successful. The rampant mutations ceased entirely, and the perfect biological stability Ahriman desired was achieved. But the cost of this absolute stability was horrific. For the vast majority of the Legion who lacked psychic ability, their physical bodies were incinerated, reduced entirely to ash. Their souls were permanently welded to the inside of their armor. These warriors became known as Rubric Marines. They are silent, dead automatons, living tombs entirely stripped of independent thought, emotion, or ambition, doomed to march eternally under the command of their sorcerer masters. Zooming out to the cosmic scale, the destruction of the Thousand Suns as a functioning brotherhood was merely a minor move on Tzeentch's infinite board. A side effect of his boundless machinations. This diagram models the ultimate paradox of Tzeentch's existence. If he won the great game and achieved total control, the very concept of change would end. Without ambition to feed upon, he would starve. So his plots deliberately unravel just before reaching perfect symmetry. In the grip of the changer of ways, salvation is an illusion. The very act of seeking a final, definitive answer does not set you free. It only binds you tighter into an eternal, unwinnable maze.